Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. This week I'm going to be doing a plan with me in my Erin Condren Vertical Colorful, and I will be planning for the week of September 2nd through the 8th. I was going through my kits this week and I realized that I had so many fall kits. I forgot that I had this Kawaii kit from Sweet Kawaii Design. So I'm going to go ahead and use this kit this week, and it is the Hello Fall kit. Yeah, I just completely forgot that this even existed. I had planned on using a different fall kit this week, and then I was like, oh my goodness, I have to use it. So the front page of this kit is a little bit different than the normal front page of the Kawaii kits, and it's because Tasia included a fall bucket list, which I think is super awesome. I've already marked off, I can mark off quite a bit of these actually. I watched football already. I don't know that I've had a pumpkin treat yet. We will be going to a corn maze. Does a quiche count? Probably not. I don't think I've made a pie yet. I have not had a bonfire. I didn't enjoy a pumpkin spice latte, but it was the pumpkin cream cold brew, and I'm going to count that. I have burnt a fall candle already like a month ago, honestly. And my husband and I, we didn't play in the rain, but we got stuck on a 3-mile walk in the rain. So I'm going to count that as playing in the rain because we just laughed the whole time. But anyway, let me go through this kit for you guys. So this is page 1. Page 2 has your overall color scheme, and I think that this is gorgeous. Page 3, and then a little Stay Cozy sticker. That one's super cute. Page 4. Page 5. So I'm going to be honest here for a second. This leaf pattern is pretty busy for me. It's not that I don't like it. It's just it's visually a lot. So I'm going to have to be very strategic in how I place the stickers so that I don't get visually overwhelmed when I look at the whole spread. But the colors are nice and muted, so that's really nice. And then the sticker is my favorite. Cozy socks, crunchy leaves, pumpkin spice, everything. That's a super cute quote. Page 6 has your functional and decorative full boxes, and I love the pumpkins. It is visually overstimulating still, but I love the pumpkins with the leaves. They're super cute. Page 7. Oh my goodness, look at Simon all cozied up in his little bunny slippers. Those are freaking cute. And all the different icons. I love that she switches them up pretty regularly. Page 8, your weekend banners, habit trackers, quarter boxes. Page 9 is a bunch of half boxes. Page 10 is your date covers. And then your bonus washi sheets. So, oh, I think I want to use this one. Maybe this one. I want to use the pumpkins. I love the pumpkins. So I'm going to get into it. And if you guys watched my Insta story from this morning, so it is Saturday morning, but if you guys watched it, you will know that something happened in my life that was a little bit stressful, and I had mentioned that I was going to go into further detail on my plan with me. So while I'm laying down the bones of my kit, I'm actually going to chat with you guys because I think that'll be the only way I can talk and work at the same time. So I'm just going to get started. Oh, and I'll zoom you guys in so you guys can see. Okay, so yesterday was Friday, and I'm going to just go in chronological order of the disaster that it was. Also, I just want to note that I understand that this is a trivial matter and that at the end of the day, the world is still going, I am still breathing, everyone is safe and happy. I understand that. It doesn't make it any less hard for what yesterday was for me and my anxiety, but just know that I am acknowledging that it is not the end of the world. Okay, now that we've got that underway. I woke up early because I needed to get to work. I have put together, or I'm trying to put together, I'm unsuccessful so far, but trying to put together a motor group, so a gross motor, fine motor, just whatever I want with a group of my students. And I woke up early because I needed to run to my main district that has I want to call it an office, but it's my desk and where I store everything. It's not really like an office that you would think of. So I woke up early to be able to go pick up some materials and plan out my motor group, and then I was going to have to drive to my other district to like actually do the group. Okay, so I got up early to do that. I was leaving the house a little bit late. I wanted to leave at 6:30, but I ended up leaving about 6:45, and I literally walked out the door and I was like, you know what? I can't do this motor group today. I am so far behind in everything else that I need to get done. I just don't feel prepared. I don't want to go unprepared and then just, feel frazzled the whole time. So I shut the door to the garage. I went back inside and I sent an email to the teachers, and I was just like, hey, I can't make it there today. I'm sorry. We'll start the gross motor group next week. And I'm pretty sure like the teachers were okay with it, but I mean, no one replied. But they're usually pretty chill. Plus, I'm not breaking the law by not servicing those minutes, because it was just kind of like an added bonus thing for this group of kids. I think I had discussed it with parents already, but I'm not like missing minutes that are required by their IEP. So like, don't freak out about that. I didn't just miss because I wanted to miss. But anyway, I don't know what made me feel like I needed to cancel, other than like, I just felt overwhelmed. Last week was it was tough. It was very overwhelming. So anyway, I leave for work probably about 6:50 at that time. And I'm driving to work, and I'm just having a really emotional day with my mom. So for those of you who are new to the channel, I lost my mom to breast cancer in March of 2016. She had battled breast cancer, was in remission, and all of a sudden she got sick, and that was that. Like, when they did her autopsy, it just showed that the cancer had spread everywhere, but like months before her scans were clean. Like, that's how aggressively it spread all of a sudden. So grief is like so weird. It hits me in really unexpected times, and this week has been one of those weeks where I'm just overwhelmed emotionally, and there's some things that have popped up on like my memories on Facebook, and it's just hard. And every now and then I go into this where I have like a few days where just everything makes me sob and cry. So I was driving to work, and I was just already feeling super emotional and just being like really thinking about my life and putting things into perspective and things like that. And oh gosh, then it got me thinking about finances, and I was thinking like, we're not doing super great with finances right now, but we're learning and we're figuring things out. And I was just thinking, well, we have a little bit of extra money this month. Do I want to pay off our Nebraska Furniture Mart bill that has like our dishwasher on it? We could definitely do that. Do we want to just do that because we have just that little bit of extra left? Where do we want to put this money towards? I'm not kidding you guys. When I'm sitting there thinking these thoughts in my mind as I'm driving, I get to the four-way stop in my town. Like, I'm a couple blocks from work at this point. I put on my brakes to stop at the stop sign. Okay, so I went to go push the gas on the car, and my car made this sound and this like jerking, like it slipped. So unless you've experienced a car slipping, I don't really know how else to describe it other than my car literally like jolts and it made this like conk sound. Okay, you with me here? Let me get out my checklist. So I'm driving, and then that happens, and luckily it's a hill, so I kind of coast down the hill. I get to the bottom of the hill, and I've got to go. I've got to hit the gas to get going. And my car, like the RPMs are just spinning, but my car's not really going anywhere. And then like my car would jolt forward, and then it would do it again. So I would jolt forward, and then I'd hit the gas to try and go somewhere, and I couldn't go. And then it would jolt me forward again. So I just kept doing that to get into the parking lot of my school, and I parked as far away from everyone as possible. So then I'm like panicking at that point. But I made it to school, like I made it to the parking lot. I was so thankful for that. You know, in my mind, I'm like, oh my goodness, like so thankful that this didn't happen anywhere else on my drive, because I drive in some rural areas. I don't get cell service, very hilly areas that are kind of have some sketchy turns and stuff. Like it could have been pretty bad if I was out of the line of sight of other cars coming. Like it really could have been a disaster. So I park my car, I turn it off, and I'm just sitting there like, okay, I really hope that this was like a one-time thing. Like clearly something's going on with my car, that maybe like if I just like turn it off and leave it alone, I'll come back and it'll have like corrected itself. Because my car has done some other weird things too ever since I bought it, and turning it off and just letting it sit for a while helps. So I go inside and I try and call my husband on the landline in the room because, again, I don't have cell service. So he's already at work, but I call him and he doesn't answer. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'll get on my laptop and I can message him through the like iPhone messaging app on the laptop. But if I try and text him from my phone, like it doesn't work. So I messaged him on there and I was like, hey, just give me a call. Like, I'm fine, I'm safe, but I'm gonna need you to help me get home from work today. No response. And I'm like, seriously? Anytime that I text him in the morning at work, like he responds right away, and this is the day that he doesn't? Like, are you kidding me? So I message him again and I'm like, hey, no, like seriously, pick up your phone. I need to know when to call you. I've got stuff I need to get going. And so he messages me, he goes, you can call now. So I go and I call him and I kind of tell him the story of what happened, and he's like, okay, yeah, well, I don't get off until 4. It'll probably take me a little over an hour to get there, so you're just gonna have to wait until I get off work and we can get there. And I'm like, okay, cool, but like really, if you could get off work a little early, that'd be awesome. So yeah, that is, I sat there and waited at work until he could get off work, and he did end up getting off a little bit early. So he was there a little after 3, which is like right when school gets out. And I had him drive my car. Like we were really just hoping that we could just drive my car and get it home. Honestly, we were trying to make it to the dealership because we were just over my car, and I'll go into that in a second. But what ended up happening was we made it to the Dollar General in town, and then we needed to call a tow truck. So in these towns, like neither of us have cell service, so he's trying to call and set up a tow with our roadside assist company, and he's not getting cell service. So I'm like, we're gonna have to go back to the school so we can call from the landline. That was a disaster in itself, but like we finally get a hold of the people, and they're like, national average takes about an hour to get a tow truck out to you. And we're like, oh gosh, we are so not even close to anywhere. Like it's gonna take longer than an hour. But you know what, we go and we sit with the car for an hour, and finally I was like, can we not just like leave the keys in the car? It has the like the lock on the side, like the keyless entry keypad kind of thing. So I'm like, can we just like leave this here and go to the dealership? I was like, we don't have cell service. We can't even call to check to see if they're coming. Like they said about an hour. We've waited about an hour, but like how much longer is it really going to be? So my husband was fine with that. We got in the car. We drove, 10 miles south and got cell service. And as soon as we got into there was a voicemail basically saying, like, we've been trying to get a hold of you. We can't find a tow company that is willing to go pick up your car. We're still trying, but it's going to take a lot longer. So my husband calls them back, and they tell us a story, like, we can't find someone to come tow your car. And he's like, it's cool. Like, we already left it. The keys are in the car. You guys just, whenever you find someone, just have them call us, and, we'll give them the code, and they can just take it to our house. Like, they already had the address and everything. So we do that. So thankfully, we we ended up making the decision to leave the car because, I mean, we would have been there another not quite 3 hours. Well, I mean, about 3 hours, I guess, by the time, like, the whole thing was said and done. But we ended up going to the dealership because my car is a 2014 Ford Escape, and it has almost 180,000 miles on it because I've driven to and from Texas a lot on it, and I drive a lot for work. My car on Kelley Blue Book is worth about $3,000 working. And in my mind, I'm like, we were going to trade this in come next May. Like, all we wanted to do was get through this school year, and then we could think about getting another car. So in my mind, I'm like, we're going to trade this in anyway for something new. And, you know, like, why don't we can we just go look? And I've had so many cars, like, my mom traded in cars so much, so I was raised that you just trade in cars when you get tired of them. Doesn't matter the cost. Like, that's just how I was raised. I've since learned that is so stupid, but that's kind of how my parents were with cars. So my husband has kind of had to teach me that, like, no, just because, you know, your parents did that with cars doesn't mean that's what we do with cars. So anyway, we were going to look at used cars because we had bought a used car from this dealership when we bought his a couple years ago. I think I want to use this, like, it's like a mustard olive mix. I think I want to do that. Yeah. Oh, where the blue though looks so good, this color. I really like the pumpkins though. But usually I do whatever day is Thursday, I use that. Do I have that color as a sidebar option? Where is that sheet? There it is. Yeah. Okay, I'm feeling the teal. So we'd already been to this dealership before when my husband needed a car 2 years ago, so we had really good luck. And at the time, used cars there had the lifetime warranty on powertrain. So he is lucky enough that his used car has that offer. Well, they no longer offer that anymore. They offer that only on new cars. So, we went to go look at a used car, but then my husband started to mention, he goes, you know what, Kayla, like, if this happens, you know, in 4 years you have this new car, or this new to you car, and this happens, if it's a used car, we don't have the powertrain warranty, like, you only get that with a new car. I didn't even have in my mind, like, a new car would even be an option. Like, that to me is just like a ridiculous payment. I don't want another car payment. I didn't want anything excessive. But honestly, gosh, what is going on? Is this paper crooked? Is this sticker crooked? Like, let me try this again. Better, I think. Okay. So we just started, like, weighing the options of this. Is the benefit of the powertrain warranty going to be worth it? And to us, it made sense. It was going to be worth it with how many miles I put on my car for work. Yes, I've slowed down significantly, but when an issue happens again with my car, it's covered. Like, I will pay like $100 deductible, but other than that, like, it's completely covered by Toyota. So we ended up getting a new car, a 2019 RAV4, and it was a lot more than we were planning on spending. It's not anything that's, like, outside of our budget of what we could afford. It was just more than what I had anticipated going into it. But with that being said, like, I love my new car, and I think it's going to last us quite a while. We knew, we are trying to have kids, and we knew that my Ford Escape was not going to be suitable to have kids in. One, it had just had so many issues. Two, the AC in it has been faulty since the day I got it. If it's too hot outside, it just quits working. And there's no vents in the back row at all. It gets so hot back there, like miserably hot riding in the back of my car. So that wasn't really going to work when we had kids. Like that, I understand AC is a luxury, but when it's 105 degrees outside, it's more of a necessity to be driving with AC than it is a luxury. So I'm going to go find some washi real fast, and I think I'm going to pull out this color that I used in my print impression weeks. I think that's going to look really good. I'll possibly pull the gray too. Okay, so these are the two options that I have. That color matches almost perfectly and the gray does not. So we will go with this like red wine color for the top up here. So we just knew that this car just wasn't going to last us much longer, as much as I wanted it to. We were just starting to have a lot of issues on it. I've put just a ton of miles on it, to be completely fair. I just wasn't expecting this to happen right now. You know, we always plan out our lives, and especially like me being a planner and wanting to be in control of everything. Just not being able to be in control of this situation was a little frustrating. Doesn't match up with my timeline of how I wanted things to go financially and having a car payment again. It's been a nice 2 years not having a car payment on my end and just having my husband's. But it is what it is. At the end of the day, I am so thankful that one, we could afford a new car. Like we could afford to take care of this. Two, that I made it safely to work and I wasn't stranded on the side of the road. Three, that my husband was able to come help me out because I was just a giant ball of anxiety. I feel really bad for my coworkers yesterday because I just wasn't having it at all. Like I was so grumpy and so irritated and upset and complaining, and so I'm thankful for so many things out of this situation. I wish it hadn't happened the way that it did, but everyone is safe and I'm safe and like everything is fine. But now I get to enjoy a new car, I suppose. And I kind of love it. Like I've blown through a ton of cars. Like let's be real. My first car was a Ford Taurus, and it was like my first car out of high school, and it was really good for like a first car. My grandma got a really good deal on it. Well, it turned out to be a lemon car, and we had so many issues with it that we ended up having to get rid of it before I was out of high school. So then I ended up getting a Pontiac G6 GT, and that thing was like the greatest thing I had ever had. It was probably my favorite car I've ever owned, and it got totaled out in a hailstorm. Then I got a Charger, which was a horrible financial decision, and we had to get rid of it because I couldn't afford it at the time. Like I was working at Dick's Sporting Goods, going to school full time. Like I had no real means to support myself with that decision. That was bad. I think I'm gonna put the Hello Weekend down here this time. And then I bought a brand new Hyundai Accent, and that little puppy got the life. Like I used it and abused it, and it got me through what I needed it to get me through, and then we had to sell it. It was so tiny. I couldn't do it anymore. So then I got my Ford Escape, and I've always had base model cars with not a lot of things to them, and it's fine. But this one, I got a little bit selfish because I spend so much time in my car driving for work that I was like, you know what, it'd be so awesome to have a couple of these features, and it does. So I'm very excited. I will be taking a picture with it later. My husband's like, I'm gonna take your picture standing next to your car, and I thought it was super cute because like he doesn't ever like think of things like that. So I'm gonna off camera pull out all the stickers that I need for going through day by day, and then I will be right back. Okay, so this is what we're looking like so far. I have all my stickers laid out, and I am going to, I think, speed you guys through this part, and then at the end I'll kind of go through and tell you like what is happening day by day, just to save a little bit of time on, you know, this whole video. So since I talked your ear off for the first half. Oh my god. You guys, I did it again. I don't know. This is 2 weeks in a row, I think, that I've like completely like effed up the color blocking. Okay guys, so here's my spread for this week. I love it. These colors came together so nicely. Over here on my sidebar, I'm going to be tracking my steps per usual, and then down here in my habit trackers, I'm going to track the same things. It's going well, it's working out. So posting to my Instagram, drinking enough water, and then reading every day. We're getting there, guys. We're slowly pulling ourselves together. Monday is Labor Day. It is also my best friend Braylee's husband's birthday, so I marked it down there so I could remember to text him. My husband and I both have the day off, so I use this little day off sticker here. I need to run. Possibly, I put this down. I don't know that this is going to happen, but because because it's a holiday, they're actually going to be skydiving on Monday. Usually they have the day off on Monday, but because of the holiday, everyone's going to be out there. So I'm assuming that my husband will want to go out there for a little bit. That night, I am meeting Darshell from Books and Planners up for some... We're going to Andy's to get some ice cream or frozen yogurt or whatever it is there. We're also going to Panera beforehand so we can have a salad before we go gorge ourselves with ice cream. But I'm going to be picking up my Books and Planners October Book Club box. So I'm going to come straight home and film, edit, and upload the unboxing of that so I can just get that out of the way, and I have a bill due. Well, on Tuesday, we need to take the trash out, going on a run. I just added this in to fill up some of the space, but oh gosh, I just accidentally squeaked a squeaky toy and my dogs are like looking at me like, where did that come from? They're like clearly not too concerned because they're not jumping off the bed, so they must be comfy. But anyway, I put that down to just fill in some space, but this will be like my Monday of the week, so Lord help us all. That night I will be going to my dad's. We are going to be doing dinner and then watching Avengers Age of Ultron. So I used this sticker from Creating & Co. to kind of mark off that we're watching that movie. Wednesday, it is like my second mom's birthday, so I marked that down just so I could remember to text her as well. I need to charge my Fitbit, do a load of laundry, run. I will be filming my plan with me for the weekend because we will not be in town this weekend to film it, so I need to get it filmed early. And then I just filled the space up with a half box at the bottom because like whatever we do that night, probably just watch some TV or whatever. But Thursday I need to budget. Again, I need to run. It is my best friend Braylee's birthday, so I want to mark that because it's a big deal. And then I need to edit the plan with me, so I use that little sticker from the freebie. Not quite sure how I'm going to use that yet with like writing and stuff, but that is what I've marked for both of like my plan with me and unboxing, basically like my YouTube stuff this week. I need to pick up groceries, but because we are going out of town that weekend, it's going to be a very small grocery trip, so I might order groceries and pick it up. Again, I'm not quite certain yet. And then we don't have anything going on Thursday night yet, but I just went ahead and filled in that space. So right there, Friday, my husband is going to need to take the dogs to my dad's house first thing in the morning because we are going to Hutchinson for the Kansas State Fair, and I'm so excited. We've gone a couple of times, and I love going, so I'm taking off work a little bit early, and so is he, but he's going to take the dogs, then we're going to drive, and then we're going to like hang out at the State Fair for a little bit before the Bobby Bones and the Raging Idiots concert that night, so I'm super excited about Friday. Saturday, I'm assuming we're going to get up and get some coffee or breakfast or something, so I marked down a little quarter box there. Then we have our hair appointments. I'm not sure what we're going to be doing in between our hair appointments and then going out to dinner with Braylee and Michael to celebrate their birthdays, but we're doing that Saturday night. Sunday, I will need to run at some point, also my Fitbit and my laundry, but we're driving home. We need to drive home and pick up the dogs, so I put this little sticker down, and then Cowboys play the Giants, so that'll pretty much be our evening, and then I'll need to run. So yeah, I am so happy with how this turned out, and I'm so in love with fall kits. I was just posted on the Sweet Kawaii Design Facebook group. Like, I didn't realize how many fall kits I had until I started looking to see what kit I wanted to use this week. So Oh my goodness. But that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this really chatty playing with me at the beginning, and yeah, I'm so excited to go drive my new car a little bit today. Like, actually super excited. So that is what I'm going to go do. I'm going to go edit this and get it uploading for you guys to be able to watch tomorrow. But thank you guys for watching, and make sure you are subscribed and hit the notification bell if you want to be notified every time I do a new upload. It seems like pretty much right now it's about Sunday at 8 o'clock is when they're going up. But again, like next week I'm going to have an extra upload for you guys, so just in case you want to stay up with that. But I will see you guys next week. Bye!